to the front of the pack, to the brink of destruction and across the finish line for decades. Regardless of the driver, the vehicle, or the terrain, these are the wheels that will help you win by a landslide. The process of relentlessly redefining performance cannot be learned or taught. It's in our DNA.
Over 25 years of off-road racing dominance. Proprietary patented race technology. Proudly made in the USA. Unparalleled customer service and support. The choice of champions. King Shocks. The leader.
Your winter savings start now at 4 Wheel Parts with deals on tires, wheels, and accessories for your rig. Get clearance items and select products for up to 50% off while supplies last, plus up to 20% off Overland products and up to $200 off BFG tires. The deals won't last long, so hurry in to your local 4 Wheel Parts or shop online at 4WP.com.
At Baja Designs, we have lights for all on- and off-road enthusiasts. For 30 years, we have been lighting up the night. We are Baja Designs, the scientists of lighting.
La Bufadora, the authentic taste of Baja.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are here once again for your next Fishgistics update during the Score Baja 1000. It is 8 o'clock at night, and we are well into the dark. Everybody is now making their way wherever they are on the course. The leaders are headed over the Mike's Loop. They just passed Rancho Melling. A couple of them did. There's still a lot of people down on the San Felipe Loop. We have people all over this course. There is literally cars everywhere, and so far it has been attrition and more attrition. People are braking everywhere. Things are breaking. They're fixing it. They're going a little bit. They're braking again. People were talking about this being one of the roughest Baja 1000s in a while, and it's living up to its name because it is definitely one of the roughest Baja 1000s that we've had yet. So let's go over to the tracking screen, and I'll show you a couple of the things that we're talking about. So I just got word that the 7, it sounds like, is most likely going to be done. They're having some transmission issues once again. They just changed the transmission not too long ago, and it sounds like they're having some more issues. So I think the 7, they might call it a race because I don't think they're going to change the transmission again. So we'll see. But big bummer for Bryce Menzies and Andy McMillan, who is in that truck right now. But it does sound like the number 7 is, we know they're stopped in a pit, so that's going to go to 0 miles an hour in a minute, and they're most likely done. Up at the front of the field, though, we have some better news for the McMillan family, the other McMillans, not Andy, his cousins, Luke and Dan. So Luke and Dan are literally running neck and neck right here, going past Rancho Melling. If you saw the videos that we just posted, Dan came into the pit first, came into the McMillan pit. They were able to put tires on it, looked like he got fuel. As Dan was pulling out, Luke McMillan pulled in the pit. They are within seconds. I mean, they were within 2 seconds of being in the pit at the same time. They just had to pit Luke, so it put him about 40 seconds or so behind Dan when he left the pit. So Dan McMillan is still first on the road, just like it shows here on the tracker, but Luke McMillan is only about 30 seconds behind him. Now, I have a feeling Luke's just kind of playing it cool through this section, because this section is not one that you want to go for the pass. And I don't think Dan is going to pull over and just let him go by either. Because why would you do that if you're here to win the race? And I know Dan is here to win the race too. So I have a feeling Luke is just going to sit behind him through these mountains and be smart like he is. And then I would look for Luke to try to put a pass on Dan somewhere over here on the beach, most likely. They pre-run together, so they know all the same lines. So Luke doesn't have a line that Dan doesn't have, most likely. I would find it very unlikely, since they pre-run together, that one of them is going to have a line over the other person. So we'll have to see. But I think it's gonna come down to a pass on the beach section, and then we'll see what happens. But great race going on between the McMillan brothers right now at the front. Now behind them, not showing on the tracker, is the 21L. So don't forget about the 21L. They are going to be somewhere in third here. I haven't got a split for them through Rancho Melling yet, so I am trying to get a split for you guys. As soon as I do, I will get it. Last we knew, they were about 30 minutes back from the front two. So probably any minute now, we'll be getting a split for you guys on the 21L. The 43 of Larry Rossler is coming in next. And then we have the 19, Tim Herps. He's following him, followed by the 85 and the 26. So that is your leaders in the trophy truck class. Like we said, the 7 is going to be most likely, they're going to be stopped here in a second, and they're most likely out unless they can figure out what's wrong with the transmission. But they have another issue, so major bummer for the Menzies team and Andy McMillan team there. Behind them, if we go back and look at some others, let me go turn on some of the other classes here. Let's see. We're going to turn on the class 1s. Actually, let's go to Trophy Truck Spec. So we did get some updates on Trophy Truck Spec. Christopher Polvardi is out of the race. We know Mason Cullen is out of the race earlier. Mason Cullen had a motor issue earlier in the race. Christopher Polvardi is out of the race now, so he is also out. And then after him, we have, let's see, the leader that's been the same leader for a while is the 264. So that's the leader, Pierce Herps. He's been going good for a while. Hang on, we're getting some updates for you guys. All right, so then we have the 233, Justin Davis. He's been in second. 238, Kiger. This is a good battle here. We got the 264, the 233, and the 238. First, second, and third, all within just a couple miles of each other. So definitely good there. Polvardi ended up being out with a blown motor, we were told also. So the 207 out with a blown motor, and Christopher Polvardi out with a blown motor. So 2 spec trucks both out with blown motors there. Bummer for both of those guys. Looking back over here, Chad Hall, that's on the highway, I believe. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, it looks like he's on the highway. So the 244 and the 263, the other Herps, are going to be the next two that are in that class back there. So let's see. If we turn on the off the Trophy Truck Spec, let's go look at Class 1, and we can see where some of the Class 1s are. So Class 1 right here. All right, we have the Wilson car. Now remember, the 153 is on a trailer. They're at the pit on a trailer. They've been out of the race all day. Kyle Quinn is your leader, 138, still leading. He's about to make the left-hand turn and go up to Mike's Sky Ranch. So that was Kyle Quinn drove that car to mile 250. And then we had Greg DiStefano get in and go to mile 475, which is basically right here. So Greg is getting out of that car now, and Ronnie Wilson is getting in that car. So Ronnie Wilson is going to drive the Kyle Quinn car the rest of the way. That was their plan, at least at the beginning of the race. Maybe something has changed, but last we knew that was going to be Ronnie Wilson getting in here, and he was going to go to the finish, or he was going to go to 710, and then Kyle was going to get back in it. So it should be Ronnie Wilson getting in the 138 there, if everything is still going to plan. The 1022 is your lead Class 10 car, 1022, followed by Damon Jeffries. Actually, look at this. Damon Jeffries is at 0 miles an hour. This is not a spot where you would pit right here. So that is not good for Damon Jeffries at 0 miles an hour right there. Hopefully it's just a tire, something quick. Right behind him, second place Class 10 is the 1087, Ivan Tagle. Then it goes back to third place, 1062, then the 1016, And good battle once again. And look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Class 10 cars within about 10 miles of each other here. So really good battle going on in Class 10, only about almost halfway into the race. So you got 8 cars. Any one of those 8 cars could win still. Even some of these guys back here can win. This race is far from over in Class 10, that's for sure. So that's a look at them. 1600, we got to keep coming back a bit. So it looks like the 1626 is still going to be in the lead. So that's your first 1600 car. Then it comes down to the 1622, the 1631, and the 1616. So these guys have been close all day and still a good battle going on. Coming through the San Felipe section, they got through Matomi. Now they're going to come up. They're going to go through a couple other washes. This one up here at 350, this is the gnarly one. This is the one that you guys saw when everybody was pre-running all the rocks and they had to go down the ledges and everything. That's up here by 350. So the Watamote wash is up here. That's the worst one out of these other ones. I heard these other ones aren't actually too bad because the water made them quite a bit smoother this year. So that is a look at those classes. Let's go look at the Score Light class. It's going to be Class 12, or they call it Score Light down here. So let me see if I can find it on my list here. Where are they? There they are. There's only 5 of them this race, but we will go and take a look at them for you guys. So Class 12, we got 2 guys, it looks like, that are battling it out for the lead. We have the 1205 Miguel Cortez and the 1211 Oscar Alvarez. They are first and second. Really the only ones that are in contention right now because, look, everybody else in that class is way back here. They are moving. The 1274, 1277 is moving, and the 1234 is not moving. But right now the battle is down here in Class 12, Score Light, between the 1205 and the 1211. So that's what's going on in your Score Light Class 12. Some of the other classes we got to check are the UTV classes because we have a lot of people watching that are interested in UTVs. So we're going to get you guys updated on those. UTV Open class, Pro Open. Craig Scanlon was out front earlier, but look at this. It looks like both of these just updated, so this is a good update. Craig Scanlon is behind Brandon Sims now. Last update, we saw Brandon Sims running down Craig Scanlon, and he has now passed him. So we have a new leader in the Pro Open UTV class. Brandon Sims is now ahead of Craig Scanlon. So lead change in that one. Followed by Wayne Matlock here. He's going to be third. And then back to Kristen was fourth. It looks like she lost a little bit of time because she was a little bit closer last update. But she is moving again, so that's good. So Kristen Matlock still moving along. And then we have Cameron back here still moving along also. And then back over on the other side of the course is Mike Caffro, but he's still got to go south and then make that whole bottom loop. So he's a little ways behind right now in the Pro Open class. The other big UTV class is the forced induction with 27 entries in this class this year. And Austin Weiland has been just hauling the mail all day. He still is. Look at him. He's way out front still. Austin Weiland just keeps on going. He's I mean, honestly, if that car holds up, I don't know what anybody's going to do to put anything on him. Phil Blurton, maybe he's got a chance. He's not too far behind him, but Austin Weiland's just seems like he's getting a bigger gap every time we look. Phil Blurton has moved up, though, because he wasn't in second, I don't think, last update. Then we have the PJ Jones car in third, Justin Lambert, Matt Burrows, and Ronnie Anderson. Ronnie Anderson looks like they dropped back a little bit. They were running a little bit closer up here last update. So the Ronnie RJ Anderson car looks like it's dropped back. Justin Smith, 0 miles an hour right at the edge of a wash. You never want to be 0 miles an hour right there. So that is definitely interesting there. Not a good time for Justin Smith to be at 0 miles an hour. Hopefully it's just a flat or something like that, and we'll see what happens there. All right, that's a look at your UTV main classes. And let's see, what else? Oh, we got to look at the bikes. Let's see, did a bike get to the finish yet? I don't think so. We got to turn on, who did I have? Hold on, we got to turn the other UTVs off. All right, turn these guys off. Here we go. Let's go load the bikes and look back. We're getting close. Look at this. We are getting very close, folks, to the first bikes finishing. They are coming back in just south of Ojos. They're going through Europan right now. This section is not fun, let me tell you that. This is like about one of the worst sections you could do at the end of a race. It's not really fun. Usually you come in from over here by Santo Tomas, but you go through the same section right here either way. So the 7X, Mark Samuels, is first. He is he's been in the lead all day every time we've looked pretty much. 3X is in second. So Mark Samuels currently at mile 767, and he has to go to 828. So definitely getting close to having a bike at the finish within probably an hour and a half or so, probably right around 9:30 maybe would be my guess of when the first bike will be coming into the finish. And it's still too early to tell on the cars. They are at almost at 550. That would be 300 miles to go. If they averaged 50 miles an hour, that would be 6 hours to the finish for them. So that would be at about 2 in the morning. I think earlier I had guessed around 2 to 3. So I'm going to stick with that 2 to 3 time for your first trophy truck finisher. Probably going to be between 2 and 3 in the morning would be my guess. Now, you guys, see, here we go. I knew it wouldn't take long for you guys to ask for the Max Gordon update. Usually you guys would have asked about 20 Robbie Gordon updates by now, but we know he's not racing. So we're going to have to do a Max Gordon update just so you guys stop asking. So the UTV naturally aspirated. Here we go. All right. So Caden Wells, 1995, is first on the road. Second on the road, it looks like, is Joe Bolton, then Zach Sizlove, then Elias Hanna. And then here you go. This is the 1977. Oh, 0 miles an hour. That is not a good update right there for Max Gordon. That is Max Gordon, Mario Gutierrez in there, and Brian, who's a driver of record. They're at 0 miles an hour. That is not what they wanted to see. Probably not what any of you guys wanted to see. And they're stopped. So there's your Gordon update for you guys. If you guys are watching the score feed right now, you can see the Proctor truck is changing drivers right now. It looks like that is Richard Glassick getting in. From what I can see, it looks like Chip Prescott just got out, and Richard Glassick is getting in at Morelia Junction right there. That's what it looks like is going on over there on the score feed right now. So I think that's pretty much covers all the classes except for one. We have to go look at that last class. You guys know we got one more class to go. So let's load it up. Class 11. Let's go see. Here they come. They are moving. This is good. 22 miles an hour. They are headed south. This is not a fun section. This is all whoops through here. The 1105 is first on the road, moving. The 1100 is second on the road, moving. The 1111 third on the road, moving. And the 1106 is fourth on the road, still moving. Then we have back here to the 1121. They are moving also just a ways back. So looks good. We definitely have some movers in class 11, and that is definitely good. I also did just get confirmation that the number 7 Bryce Menzies is out of the race. They're calling it quits. The truck is done. So big bummer for Bryce Menzies and Andy McMillan. They are out of the race and they are headed back to Ensenada. So once again, not a good Baja 1000 for them. Those guys just can't catch a break at the Baja 1000. They do really well all year. They win all these other races. Bryce does, and then every Baja 1000 is just it's something different. It seems like. So this year they had some transmission issues. They were able to change one, and it sounds like they had some more transmission issues with the new one now. So bummer for them. And that's that. We got an update on. Oh, here's a Gordon update. Somebody just said 1977 is changing a front driver side axle. So thanks for the update there, the Gordon update. They're probably going to get going again soon if it's just an axle. That shouldn't take them very long to change that out. All right, so we're going to head back to post some more updates, get some more split times for you guys. Stay tuned. Like we said earlier, it is the McMillan Brothers show right now. We got Dan McMillan out front, Luke McMillan within 30 seconds to a minute behind him. Now, remember, Luke did start front, so out front. We still have to keep this in mind. Luke McMillan started second on the road. Dan McMillan started third. So that means that Dan McMillan started 1 minute behind Luke. So in order for Luke to win, Luke is going to have to catch Dan McMillan. He's going to have to pass him, and he's going to have to finish at least 1 minute in front of him. If Luke gets in front and he finishes less than a minute, Dan is still going to be your winner on corrected time. So we're going to keep an eye on that. At least it's only 1 minute. It's pretty easy to, pretty easy time split there doing a minute. So let's see what happens. So big thanks to the La Bufadora guys. They just brought us tacos. We just had some. I'm going to go have another burrito here, and we're going to get ready for the rest of the night because we're going to be doing these updates at least another 12 hours, probably until the morning. So hope you guys are having fun. And the Proctor Class 7, if you're looking for them, Bob, just turn on the score feed. They're right there. It's literally showing them in the pit. They're doing a driver change and working on the car right now. They have about 100-something mile lead, so they can take all the time they want in the pit. But they're in the pit right now. You can go see them right there. All right. See you guys back at 9 o'clock in about 40 minutes with your next update here on Fishgistics. See you guys in a bit.
Your locally owned Bill Alexander Ford has the vehicles you want. F-Series, Bronco, Expedition, Edge, Explorer, Escape, and Ranger. And try our mobile service for light maintenance. We will come to you. For a difference you can count on, visit us in person or go to BillAlexanderFord.com.